Hi everyone, welcome back to Obscurus Lupa Presents. I love Full Moon Entertainment. If you think you aren't familiar with Full Moon Entertainment, you probably are. The company is headed by Charles Band, who's likely responsible for a lot of the things you saw as a child. Although Full Moon Entertainment is largely a horror distribution company, there were several spin-off companies, so to speak, including Moonbeam Entertainment, Torchlight Entertainment, and Pulse Pounders. All of these distribution companies can be credited for releasing movies I've reviewed, such as Magic Island and Teen Sorcery, as well as other notable features like the Puppet Master series, Trancers, Prehysteria 1-3, the Josh Kirby films, the Inexplicable Ginger Dead Man trilogy, and many more. They got a lot of movies out there, is what I'm saying. And since they were buddies with the Blockbuster folks, they had a huge leg up in the rental market. Hence, even if you didn't watch their movies, you probably saw these covers a lot at your local video store. For those of you unaware, a video store is a place people used to go to where they'd physically pick up a copy of a movie and rent it. Ooh, weird, huh? One of the things Full Moon Features loves is making a film into a series. Boy, do they love milking these things, hence why their first film, Puppet Master, has 9 sequels. The Witchcraft series, of course, scoffs at their numbers. Oh yes, their day will come. But the real reason I bring this up is because of Subspecies, one of their more popular films and the one I'm reviewing today. And of course, it's a series. But what makes this different, I feel, is that rather than loosely connecting all of the films of the franchise, Subspecies is trying to tell one long sequential story. So the beginning of the next film always takes place immediately where the last one left off. This makes it one long, awesome soap opera, which I feel privileged to tell you about. It was the first American film to be made in Romania, so that's noteworthy, and also to the film's advantage. And it's about vampires. Badass vampires. So rather than sum up the series, I'll just explain as we go along, shall we? The film begins in Transylvania, where... I can't even. Angus Scrim, I salute you for seeing that wig and going, fuck it, I'm gonna give this part my all anyway. And, holy poo, Angus Scrim is in this? Well, he better be, he's given top billing. I kinda wish he'd had this wig in Phantasm now. He may not have been as scary, but it'd be pretty freaking hilarious. Anyway, he plays King Vladislav, who reigned in the century, and is about to have a fight with one of his sons, Radu. Oh, Radu, how I love you. Look at how flamboyantly he snakes his leg into that room. Fantastic. So Radu is one of the king's sons, and he's a vampire. He's kind of pissed since his dad summoned his brother to come and wants him to take the Bloodstone, this push-pop looking thing that apparently drips the blood of saints. I guess we're to assume that the king is a vampire too since he's drinking from it, but he's pretty slow and inefficient if he is one. I guess the deal is that the king and his other son have decided to live in peace, but Radu has evil in his heart, so no bloodstone for him.
Your time is past. You have nothing more to say about it.
Wow, he had like some cage-dropping mechanism installed in his throne there? I guess it's lucky Radu was standing in that exact spot. That's a pretty small area he had to be in. Seems like Radu's in a tight spot, so naturally he gets out of this snafu by snapping off the ends of his fingers, which in turn transform into little demon things. Naturally. Good thing he was right in the assumption that that would happen. This in turn makes Angus Scrim shuffle away so they can let Radu out. Why is he scared of them? They're tiny, he can just kick them away. I feel the need to explain that these things, they're the subspecies the title refers to, and their importance to the series is close to shit all. I'm assuming they were meant to have a larger part in the movies, but that was until someone suddenly had the revelation that they were kind of... stupid.
Forgive me, Father.
I don't think you're being sincere at all, Radu. Also, Angus Scrim wasn't a vampire? I don't know, maybe stabbing kills them now, whatever. And that's why he has top billing, because he never shows up again. Cut to our leading ladies, Lillian, Michelle, and Mara. Michelle's the one in the hat, Lillian's the one next to her, and Mara's the one calling them over. Lillian and Michelle are Americans visiting Transylvania to study Romanian culture.
I can't believe you're here!
You thought I wouldn't be here after you've come all the way from America?
I knew you'd be here. I wasn't sure when.
The acting is anywhere from good to questionable. As Mara explains to the other two, she inquired about hotels and ended up getting them a sweet setup staying at the Fortress, which is a giant castle-like enclosure that used to be used in wartime. Thanks, Mara. Whoa there, soundtrack! Wait till they actually do something interesting. On their way there, they come across this happening parade.
It's not a parade, dummy. It's a funeral.
Fun times, that Romania.
Ladies, I am Karl, caretaker of this historic monument of the people of Transylvania.
It is required that all of us at the fortress are angry, imposing, and have pointy, evil eyebrows. Fuck you, and have a nice day. Between the casual banter and the odd insistence that no doors be big enough for anyone to walk through upright, things are kinda uninteresting for a bit here. They do give us a bit of a history lesson, though. Oh boy, I'm jumping out of my seat! And explain that during wartime with the Turks, the few survivors in the fortress were seemingly saved by vampires. So 3 nights from now, the village will celebrate the event with a festival. Like you've never had a vampire festival, come on. And they find a bunch of coffins upstairs. Whiz bang a needle, guys! Now, what did I forget about? Oh shit, you guys. Do I feed you, or...?
Bring me the bloodstone.
Ah, see? He couldn't have just done that himself. Now they aren't contrived and pointless. I am just enthralled. What a night. I tell you, the finger demons got drunk, I blacked out completely, it's just a mess. Now what the shit is this? Okay, whoever's at the door, I don't care. You are on my shit list, buddy.
Ouch! Shit. God, are you okay?
Yeah, you'd better run. Yeah, you're lucky I'm a nice guy. While the 3 girls are sitting around the fortress playing organs and being creepy, Michelle is curious about the castle they visited and finds out that Castle Vladislav has no mention in any of the books. Mara says that no one ever talks about it, which leads me to wonder how she even knew it belonged to the Vladislavs.
Well, it just doesn't make sense. How can something as old and imposing as that castle not be part of the local lore?
Maybe when something has been here as long as that castle, it becomes invisible to all but the most sensitive eyes.
No, that's stupid. Looking good there, Scarfy. He introduces himself as Stefan, a zoologist who is studying the nocturnal wildlife in Romania. Completely inconspicuous!
I'm afraid it's a rather boring subject to most people.
Oh, no, not to us. We're studying the folklore of the region, and animals often figure in folk tales.
Ah, yes, I know the history of this place. Let me sit in the blanket and basket hut and tell you a long, boring story. Then the girls decide to take a nap on a hill? What? Why do I do this to myself? I keep saying the next drink will be the last, but that damn bloodstone, I tell ya. Oh yeah, I totally buy that. It's definitely nighttime. Then he got an idea. An awful idea. Radu got a wonderful, awful idea. What up, bitches? This happens every time. Not to fear, I am your dreamy savior. After Stefan leads the women back to the fortress, he goes to Castle Vladislav to discover Angus Scrim's body and mumble important plot things.
Father.
In case you didn't catch that, Stefan is Radu's brother. Oh, that's gotta be the worst. You're in a family of handsome vampires and you end up the troll child. Seriously though, Stefan's the sensitive, scarf-wearing vampire and his brother Radu is that ugly? What up with that?
Father was a fool. So
Ladies. Hey, check out my shadow puppets. Pretty sweet, huh?
The king is dead.
Oh, suck it up, Stefan. So it turns out that Lillian is filled with delicious tomato sauce, which Radu helps himself to. Oh, boobs! Awesome! Oh, shit. Radu, quit being so evil! Hey, Stefan, want this push pop? Too bad, good luck in the sun, asshole! Well, it looks like Stefan is Hey, wait a minute. Scary eyebrows dude was just driving around with a coffin? And so he goes about preparing to fight Radu, seeking redemption for his horrible sweater and his Rollin' Mac and me. Stefan stops by to be a weenie and wax poetic about Michelle, his OMG one true love. I mean, you know, they had that conversation about animals and stuff. Speaking of Michelle, Lillian is feeling ill, so she and Mara decide to go to the vampire festival alone while she recovers. Anybody looking for a crazy old lady with poop on her head? So Mara is telling depressing stories about boiling hearts and stuff when Stefan shows up to presumably ask what happened to his scarf. Look at him. It's like he feels naked without it. Luckily, Michelle comforts him with a kiss. A kiss can't bring back his scarf, Michelle. Wait, no, she had more judgmental staring to do. Hey guys, what up? Just one of you. Nothing suspicious. We're all human here. Psych! Wait, now he's feeding on Lillian? I mean, I know he's a vampire, but that's pretty quick. Oh sure, he just had to shadow away. You know, you can cut the theatrics when someone is trying to stake you, alright? The jig is up for Stefan McScarfington, so he explains to Michelle that centuries ago, his father fell under the spell of a sorceress who wanted unusual offspring and had Radu with him. Seriously, that's it. She just wanted a fucked up kid. So it turns out that Radu isn't so much the black sheep of the family as the bastard son of a vampire and a crazy old hag. You can see where maybe at some point he got bitter about that. Meanwhile, the king fell in love with a mortal woman and had Stefan with her. So basically, he's like the swan and Radu's the ugly duckling. It's always Stefan did this and Stefan did that and you murdered my family. Why can't you be more like Stefan? Well, I'll show them. You, keep my finger demons company. Oh, harsh. Meanwhile, Lillian's dead. So long, Lillian. We hardly knew you.
I knew you'd be here. I wasn't sure when.
So let's say your steady friend is dead, bummer, and you know she was killed by a vampire. Not only because you just found out vampires exist, but because you saw him do it. Do you A, stake her through the heart because you know that's the thing to do when there's a potential vampire around, or B, bury her because, oh man, it's wrong to stake her even though she'll probably come back as a vampire if we don't? If you answered B, congratulations, you're smart enough to be in Subspecies. That's when Michelle and Eyebrows decide to find Radu during the daylight and stake him. Yeah, you realize there's no sun inside, right? Maybe you could, drag the coffin outside, or drive a truck through the wall, or anything else? They find him missing, however, and by the time night falls, surprise, surprise, Lillian comes back as a vampire. Gee, if only there were a way to prevent this! While Michelle and Eyebrowsenstein hide out in a church, it's up to Edward McScarf to kill Radu. Oh yeah, I see only good things coming from this. Oh no, Annette, I'm foiled! Please, kill me quick!
Michelle! Let me in!
Well, seems legit. Well, now you're captured, Michelle. Good job. Luckily, she finds Stefan's stake and uses it to break herself free. Wait, Radu just left that lying around? However, much to Michelle's surprise, Mara's now a vampire. This keeps happening to her. So, has Stefan been stuck in that net the whole time? Hey Stefan, check it out! I got your chick! I'm totally gonna touch your boobs and there's nothing you can do about it! Did it! As you can see, Stefan has saved the day. And by that, I mean an old man with scary eyebrows is twice as effective as he is. He kills Mara with rosary bead bullets and frees Stefan so he can be free to have a ridiculous sword battle with Radu. I mean, look at this. Radu can barely even hold the thing. They also drop a light chandelier thingy on Lillian. So long, Lillian. We hardly knew you. Again.
I knew you'd be here. I wasn't sure when.
Now I will have my vengeance. Oh, damn it. I can't believe you did that. I mean, come on. Who hasn't killed their family? Am I right? We still cool? So the day is saved, and Stefan takes the bloodstone before having an awkward kiss with Michelle.
I don't want to be like him, Stefan. Make me like you.
What does that even mean? She doesn't want evil hag genes? I don't think vampirism really works that way. And she can't recover from that tiny bite wound? Was becoming damned for eternity really the only option here? Well, since she asked nicely. And that's how our story ends, with Stefan turning Michelle into a vampire and the two of them laying to rest, sure to live happily ever after. Except for, those sequels and all. Oh, and that. So that was the first Subspecies movie. What'd you think? In my personal opinion, this is actually a great flick. The sets and music help this film a lot. It's just a visually and audibly interesting movie. Anders Hove does a fantastic job as Radu, and for all the shit I give him, he is an awesome character. If there is a downside, I would say that the pacing is a bit slow, and sometimes the characters do dumb things, but overall, considering what this movie is, I think they did some good stuff with what they had. It was cool to see a vampire of the non-twinkly variety, and some callbacks to the old-style vampire movies. Check it out, even if you aren't interested in the sequels. And you know what that means. Next week is Subspecies 2.
You're going to make an exceptional plaything.
Bloodstone. Subspecies 2.